Hey guys, it's Paul and Jamie from the Branson Fam, and we had a great time last weekend at Northwest Arkansas Comic Con in Rogers, Arkansas.
We want to give you guys a clear look at what this event offers. Be sure to watch until the end when we have our Q&A session with John Heater, who's Napoleon Dynamite himself. So without further ado, let's let the girls take it from here.
Roll that intro!
We're headed to Comic Con!
Let's go! Let's go! We're gonna get in the costume party and we're gonna bus.
Woo woo!
Let's go!
Who are we excited to see today at NWA Comic Con?
I love Halloween.
What?
Guys, there's gonna be a pink Halloween. Since I was 2, I loved it.
Yeah.
But I still love it and I still want to be it.
Pink Power Ranger, what? Carsey, what are you gonna be?
He loves Batgirl. And I'm gonna be Batgirl today, so I'm gonna be in the costume.
Perfect. What? Rogers, Arkansas is about 2 hours from our house in Missouri. We want to quickly give you a glimpse of some of the natural beauty we have in the Ozarks. Our path took us right past the entrance of Big Cedar Lodge, which is breathtaking in and of itself. We hope to make some content there when it warms up a bit. As you can tell, it was a really chilly morning. We thought the frost on the trees overlooking the lake was absolutely beautiful. The views on Table Rock Lake never disappoint. As natural beauty gave way to more modern city, we knew that we were close to our destination. The Rogers Convention Center played host once again to NWA Comic Con, and it is the perfect venue for this unique experience.
Just like most of the other Comic Con fans, we arrived early to enjoy a full day of festivities. The line to enter was fairly long, but it moved quickly, and before we knew it, we were scanning our tickets. A pro tip for NWA Comic Con is to order your tickets ahead of time to save money and headache. If you are an Apple user, after ordering the tickets, you can download them to your wallet for easy presentation to enter. Up to 2 kids 10 and under are allowed free entry per adult ticket purchased.
So as you can tell, we're not quite properly dressed yet. So give us a minute, we'll be right back. All right, you can tell we're ready for Comic Con now. We're gonna go get signed up for the costume contest. Our kids were super pumped to enter the costume contest that happens at the end of the first day. We knew that there were limited spots to enter the free costume contest, so we prioritized the sign-up process first thing. They take a picture of each contestant in front of the green screen. Our little Pink Ranger showed Batgirl how to strike a pose for the camera. When it was Carson's turn to have her picture taken, the photographer did an amazing job of getting a young 3-year-old into the perfect pose. Charlie was even more excited for Carson's picture than her own.
As you enter the main exhibit area, the celebrity guests are along the edges of the room while the vendors take up the middle. The first guest you saw was Billy West, who is famous for voice acting Bugs Bunny in Space Jam, Elmer Fudd, most of the characters in Futurama, the Red M&M in their commercials, Buzz from the Honey Nut Cheerios commercials, Ren and Stimpy, and if you are from our generation, he was Doug in the Nickelodeon show titled Doug. The second guest was Eric Vale, who is a huge name in the voice acting industry. We could list his titles for close to an hour if we tried. To our family though, and especially to Anthony, he is Trunks from Dragon Ball. The third voice actor that we saw was Charles Martinet, who is most of the characters in the Mario video games.
As we rounded the first corner, we came upon some wrestling royalty. If you liked wrestling as much as Paul did as a kid, then you will recognize Hacksaw Jim Duggan without his 2x4. The price of those things has gone up so much that we don't think he breaks them over people as often as he used to. Right next to him is WWE star JBL. He still looks like he could lace them up and get it done. Speaking of lacing them up, right across from the WWE wrestlers were some local wrestlers from Diamond State Wrestling.
Continuing up the row of guests led us to Veronica Taylor, who is famous for voice acting Ash Ketchum, the main character of Pokemon, as well as other big roles. After Veronica was Jeremy Clark, who is known for his work as an artist for comic books. His titles are vast, but the ones that most of you might have heard of come from DC Comics. Past Jeremy was 2 people that our girls were excited to see. David Fielding, who portrayed Zordon, and Austin St. John, who was the first Red Power Ranger Jason.
After the OG Power Rangers actors was Arkansas's own Will Allred. Past him was another fellow Arkansas native in Tamara Glenn, who came to fame in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Next to her was Vernon G. Wells, who has 237 credits to his acting career. He first came to fame co-starring in movies such as Mel Gibson's Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior and Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando. Next to him was Jon Heder, who is famous for being Napoleon Dynamite, as well as co-starring in Blades of Glory and Benchwarmers. He has tons of other credits to his name, but to people our age, he will forever be linked to Napoleon with his zany quirks.
After Jon Heder came Brandon McInnes and J. Michael Tatum, who voice act on the show My Hero Academia. My Hero is really popular with the students that we teach, so we know it's a big deal for a lot of youth out there. After them was Francois Chow and Ken Scott, who played Shredder and Raphael in the early 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Our trip around to see the guests was briefly interrupted by an amazing Lego robot that greeted our kids and played the Batman theme song for Carson.
Isn't that so cool? David Ankrum and John Morton are a couple original trilogy Star Wars actors who finished off our tour of the guests. In the corner was another Star Wars themed group in the 501st Legion. They're an international fan-based organization that's dedicated to constructing and wearing screen-accurate replicas of the villains from Star Wars. They themselves are not villains, however, as we know them mostly from their charity work. They are partnered with many organizations, including Make-A-Wish, and have raised millions of dollars to help people in need. Outside the 501st Legion, where else can you blast a stormtrooper with a Nerf gun?
As you have seen throughout our video, the center of the main exhibit hall is populated with remarkable vendors and artists that have their unique goods for sale. Many of these items are made by the vendors and are therefore very limited in availability outside of these Comic Cons. Other than the main exhibit hall, the Comic Con utilizes other rooms at the convention center as well. One of these rooms has been transformed into a game room. You can see people playing video games along the outside, card games next to them, or tabletop role-playing games in the middle. There is also a huge display of Lego creations that our kids absolutely loved. The creations range from Marvel-themed buildings such as the Daily Bugle and Avengers Tower to the Statue of Liberty. There were plenty of Star Wars-themed Legos as well. Does anyone else out there absolutely love Baby Yoda? Another rare thing in the game room was replica weapons from the Lord of the Rings movie series. Comment down below which franchise you like more, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings.
In another room was a Nerf gun battle maze set up by Sharp Family Parties out of Conway, Arkansas. Before entering the maze, you are given safety glasses to protect your eyes, a Nerf gun, and plenty of darts to keep the fun going for as long as you want. At one point during the convention, the stormtroopers from the 501st Legion challenged a bunch of kids to a good old-fashioned Nerf war in the inflatable battle maze.
After our initial tour of the convention center, we decided to hop in line to meet some of the guests we came to see. We got pictures and autographs from Jon Heder and David Fielding. While in line for Jon Heder, we met these adorable young cosplayers.
We just think we like your costume.
We do. You guys look awesome. And you're gonna have him sign what?
My vote for Pedro here.
That's sweet. Very cool.
So are you Green Ranger?
No!
She's Batgirl. She's just out of costume so she doesn't get dirty.
Batgirl?
Yeah.
I'm not changed into her costume.
But it got too hot and you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, pretty much. For our autographed picture, Jon Heder told us he was going to write "I love you" in his own unique way. That ended up saying our last name followed by "Flippin' idiots" and his signature.
And here are our girls pictured with Zordon, Darth Vader, and Batman. Where else do you get to make a statement like that? While the pictures roll, we want to tell you about our favorite part of attending these events. It is the Q&A sessions with the guests. Anyone is allowed to ask a question. These offer candid moments with the guests that you won't find anywhere else. Charlie, for instance, dressed up as a ranger, got to ask her own question to the stars of one of her favorite shows.
What's your name?
My name's Charlie, and my question is, what was your guys' favorite bad guy?
Favorite bad guy. I just fell in love.
Well, Charlie, my favorite bad guy is always going to be Rita, because she was my nemesis and we traded bars back and forth, so I have to say Rita.
think mine would either be, I have three choices for you. You tell me which one you like best. Either, you like the buddies? Wiggle your head real quick and let your tongue hang loose. That's how you make those sounds. The buddies are unsung heroes of the show. They're great. But I think other than the buddies, it would have to be Goldar. Do you remember Goldar? Rangers. That was Kerrigan Mahan. He did it amazing. And other than that, maybe, I mean, Scorpino was pretty cute. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm just saying.
We're pulling the punches, man.
I wasn't fighting her real hard. I was like, oh, did I hit you? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Can I still get coffee?
And sometimes you get extremely close to the celebrity guests. John Heater gave this young fan a memory that they will have for the rest of their life.
Just walk up to it. Just don't be shy. Wait a second, Edelweiss? Yeah. Like the song? Oh, wow. Where are your parents at? Australia, obviously.
When the guest is as funny as John Heater, you never know what might happen next.
Aren't these like considered like fuzzies, is it? Or furries?
Who had the hardest time learning to ice skate, you or Will?
Will. All the way, Will. He is, I don't know what, like 17 degrees lower than bronze would be. Where he would be. No doubt, every time you see him on the ice, there's wire removal software being used. But he was, as we said, in comedy, he was the show pony and I was the Clydesdale. Which basically meant like he was a comedian and I would set up the jokes. I was like the strength to help set it up. When it came to ice skating, I was the show pony. He was let's do this. You need to look it up. I will look it up. I have a feeling you need to look it up. I mean, now I'm going to look it up.
Napoleon Dynamite, one of my all-time favorite scenes. I don't care how many times I've seen it, I burst out laughing. Is when Uncle Rico hits you in the face with a staff. And your glasses fall off. I was just wondering, surely he didn't hit you in the face with a staff.
Okay, I'm going to make this the quickest version I can. So that was actually one of the most epic scenes we ever shot. Because he kept shooting and he was lobbing and was missing me. It was a realistic and that's real in the movie. And finally, he got a bit, he's like, look, I can do this. It was actually the actor who was like throwing me. He's like, I can do this, just give me a bigger piece of meat. So he got a real big piece of meat. And he's like, but this time I'm not going to pussy throw it. So he did it. And it was that tape. Nailed me in the face, real piece of meat. We didn't have to add a sound effect. That really I got a bloody nose from the glasses getting ripped off. And he will claim to this day it's his best acting he's ever done on screen. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
A cool tradition of these Q&As is that everyone there does a group photo at the end. So here's your Where's Waldo for the day. You gotta find us. One of Charlie's favorite moments was during last year's con and Catherine Sutherland, a pink Power Ranger, held her for the group pic. Another really cool tradition takes place at the end of the first day of the Comic Con. It is the costume contest that we signed up our girls for earlier in the video. There's a kids division and an adult division. One thing that we think is pretty cool is that it happens on the stage where the Q&As were happening earlier. So for a brief moment, it made our kids feel like they were the star while everyone cheered for them. us at the Branson Fam, we just want to say,
Thanks, guys! Thanks, guys!
and just like John Heater, we'll catch y'all later.